chapter 7. And the Lord said unto Noah, Come you and all your house into the ark, for you have I seen righteous before me in this generation. Of every clean beast you shall take to you 7 and 7, each with his mate, and of the beasts that are not clean 2 and 2, each with his mate. Of the fowl also of the air 7 and 7, male and female, to keep seed alive upon the face of the earth. For yet 7 days, and I will cause it to rain upon the earth 40 days and 40 nights, and every living substance that I have made will I blot out from off the face of the earth. And Noah did according unto all the Lord commanded him. And Noah was 600 years old when the flood of waters was upon the earth. And Noah went in, and his sons, and his wife, and his sons' wives with him, into the ark, because of the waters of the flood, of clean beasts, and of beasts that are not clean, and of fowls, and of everything that creeps upon the ground. There went in 2 and 2 unto Noah, unto the ark, male and female, as God commanded Noah. And it came to pass after 7 days that the waters of the flood were upon the earth. In the 600th year of Noah's life, in the 2nd month, on the 17th day of the month, on the same day were all the fountains of the great deep broken up, and the windows of heaven were opened. And the rain was upon the earth 40 days and 40 nights. In the selfsame day entered Noah, and Shem, and Ham, and Japheth, the sons of Noah, and Noah's wife, and the 3 wives of his sons with them, into the ark. They, and every beast after its kind, and all the cattle after their kind, and every creeping thing that creeps upon the earth after its kind, every fowl after its kind, and every bird of every sort. And they went in unto Noah into the ark, 2 and 2 of all flesh, wherein is the breath of life. And they that went in male and female of all flesh, as God commanded him, and the Lord shut him in. And the flood was 40 days upon the earth, and the waters increased and bore up the ark, and it was lifted up above the earth. And the waters prevailed and increased greatly upon the earth, and the ark went upon the face of the waters. And the waters prevailed exceedingly upon the earth, and all the high mountains that were under the whole heaven were covered. 15 cubits upwards did the waters prevail, and the mountains were covered. And all flesh perished that moved upon the earth, both fowl and cattle and beast, and every swarming thing that swarms upon the earth, and every man. All in whose nostrils was the breath of the Spirit of life, whatsoever was in the dry land, died. And he blotted out every living substance which was upon the face of the ground, both man and cattle, and creeping thing, and fowl of the heaven. And they were blotted out from the earth. And Noah only was left, and they that were with him in the ark. And the waters prevailed upon the earth 150 days. All right, let's go back up to verse 1. Now, in the last chapter, we remember men had begun to multiply upon the earth, and there was a lot of men in the earth, and man had become evil and wicked, and had perverted the earth and all of the use of it, and had corrupted, and pretty well was just tearing the place up. It wasn't doing what the Lord had asked them to do in the beginning, was to tend it and take care of it and make sure it would continue. But they decided to use it for everything they wanted and everything they needed, and for their own gain and for their own pleasures, and not worrying about the next generation, so to speak. The Hezekiah effect from the beginning, I guess. But Noah had proved himself a little different than man. He had followed after his heart and the understanding that the Lord give us all, our own good sense, I guess you would call it, to do the right thing. And Noah had proven himself to be good and have good intent before the Lord. And so the Lord said that he would establish his covenant with him. And then he had commanded Noah to build an ark that he was going to place in it all that was alive that he was going to save from the earth. And that's kind of where we're picking it up. Noah has built his ark, and we are going to pick it up in verse 1. And the Lord said unto Noah, Come you and all your house into the ark, for you have I seen righteous before me in this generation. And the Lord, that's that holy name, that it's the presence of the Lord himself. That Spirit said unto Noah, this one who's going to remain, this one who's going to find rest. We're going to see the one that the Lord is going to give rest and to save. The Lord says, Come, you and all your house into the ark, into that which the Lord commanded you to make is going to be the similitude of it, and we're going to find out it's like a paradigm from the beginning, just like that ark we'll find later on that holds the law. This kind of holds the law too, at least the one whom the law was in at that time, this one whom the Lord had found righteous, and that's to be correct, to be doing the right thing. 2, of every clean beast you shall take to you 7 and 7, each with his mate, and of the beasts that are not clean 2 and 2, each with his mate. And we're going to see, here's the commandment with some people say, there's 2 different stories here blended together, but we'll find out that there's just one story here, and it reads just exactly like it's written. But here we're going to find out there's going to be some beasts taken upon these that are going to be referred to as clean, and then those that are referred to as not clean. These ones that are clean are, the word is tohar, and it's to be clean, to be pure. It comes from the root tahar, and that is to be clean or pure physically or disease-free, those that are without blemish, those that are in that sense. But here we have those that are going to be healthy and clean. And that clean has different meanings. We're going to see they was commanded to be taken by sevens, or 7 and 7. And that is going to be 14. The 7 is for fulfillment, to complete or to finish that which is going to be done. It always stands for completion. To be done. The Lord was done. He rested on the 7th day from all the work that he had done. Each with his mate. So there's each one having its mate. So this is 7 and 7, 2 by 2. And the beasts that are not clean, those that are lo tohar, are not clean, those 2 and 2. So we have a separation of flesh from the ones that are clean and those that are not clean. So there was already this knowledge that there was a separation in the flesh of those that are those we'll see that was viewed from one way, and those that were viewed from another. These other domestic animals that were already being tended to by Habel before Cain slew him. 3, of the fowl also of the air, 7 and 7, male and female, to keep seed alive upon the face of all the earth. And this was the purpose of it, to keep seed alive upon the face of all the earth. No, Lord, there was no sense to destroy everything. And we'll find this was a great act of mercy that the Lord has shown. Of the fowl also of the air, and that's all the everything that flies around in the air. 7 and 7, male and female. And this we'll find there was a separation of the fowl in the air too. And it's to keep seed alive. 4, for yet 7 days, and I will cause it to rain upon the earth 40 days and 40 nights, and every living substance that I have made will I blot out from off the face of the earth. And yet 7 days. And this is, it says, and what the Lord's saying, in 7 days, and in the fulfillment of understandings, and in this, when it's dawn, I will cause it to rain upon the earth 40 days and 40 nights. 40 days, 40 is 4 tens. 10 is always the law. 4 is the work of the Lord, that which he did when he separated light and darkness, and that's what we find here. 40 days, 40 nights. A separation between light and darkness, both getting the same 40, the work of the God in the law. And it's just the consequence for the action is exactly what it is. Every living substance that I've made, I'm going to blot out off the face of the earth. 5, and Noah did according unto all the Lord commanded him. So Noah's going to do exactly what the Lord commanded, because that's necessary. Once again, Noah's, this one is going to remain. He represents those that will remain, those that are going to be in the ark, or that which is going to represent this covenant the Lord has made. 6, and Noah was 600 years old when the flood of waters was upon the earth. Noah was 600 years old when the waters began to flood the earth. 600. 6 is always going to be that work of man. That's the day the Lord made man. And man began to do his work in that self-same day. It didn't take him long to get kicked out of the old garden. And 600, because the work of man is going to be the judgment in the greater understanding of it all. And that's what's going to be these flood of waters. That's that understanding that they've got, that they tried to exalt above the Lord's. 7, Noah went in, and his sons and his wife and his sons' wives with him into the ark, because of the waters of the flood. So Noah goes in, him and his sons, those that come from him, and his wife, that's the woman who he had taken to be his companion, and his sons, wives with him. So all of them go into the ark, or that which had been created to separate them from being destroyed. 8, of clean beasts and of beasts that are not clean, and of fowls and of everything that creeps upon the ground. So all the beasts and all the animals, everything that's alive, we'll find out. Everything where the breath of life still remained. We'll find out the Lord had, while Noah was building the ark, the Lord himself was busy gathering, sending, inciting, in searching all the kingdom of the earth for these others that would be on the ark, male and female. And they all came. We'll find 9. There went in 2 and 2 unto Noah, unto the ark, male and female, as God commanded Noah. And just like the Lord commanded, just like the Lord said unto Noah, 2 and 2, and we'll be able to witness it. 2 and 2, these 2s, and twice we will witness this. 10, and it came to pass after 7 days that the waters of the flood were upon the earth. And it came to pass after 7 days, and that was after the fulfillment of those understandings that the Lord said, that he had told Noah, after just like he commanded. And the waters of the flood were upon the earth. And here come all the waters of the flood. These waters, those understandings that are going to flood the earth. It's just the same similitude. 11. In the 6th, it's a paradigm. It's a paradigm. 11. In the 600th year of Noah's life, in the 2nd month, on the 17th day of the month, on the same day were all the fountains of the great deep broken up, and the windows of heaven were open. We have it set according to that calendar, and the calendar sets it from there on in the 600th year. And just like that 600th, it was that work of man and his judgment, that greater understanding, which Noah's life, that one who was going to remain, would represent in the 2nd month, and we can witness that 2nd month. 2nd, because it's going to be the witness. Sec 2 is always a witness. This month, this is that lesser light, and it's going to be that, not the greater light, but just a little bit of light, something the Lord did. You can get some understanding from it. And it was on the 17th day. 17th, 10 and 7, that's the law and its fulfillment of understanding of the month of that lesser light. And it was on that same day where all the fountains of the great deep broke up. And we'll find now the flood was upon the earth, 12, and the rain was upon the earth, 40 days and 40 nights. And the rain was on 40 days and 40 nights. And here once again we got that 40, 4 tenths. That's God working the law. And it's in understanding, and it's in darkness too. It doesn't matter where you're at. See, God's working the law. He's separated. Here's a separation again. That was the 4th day. The Lord separated light and darkness. He made separations. It's just a simple paradigm. 13. In the self-same day entered Noah, Hashem, and Ham, and Ham, and Japheth, the sons of Noah, and Noah's wife, and the 3 wives of his sons with them, into the ark. And it was that same day Noah as well was convinced. He and all those were believers that same day. And they entered Shem, Ham, and Japheth. And we've been over their definitions. That's Shem is the name. Ham is heated or prepared. Japheth is opened or revealed, to open wine. Even little mercy there. They all go into the ark. That's what's going to represent that covenant, that agreement the Lord made. If, we'll find out. 14, and every beast after its kind, all the cattle after their kind, every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth after its kind, every fowl after its kind, and every bird, every sort. They, who? All those that we just mentioned. Noah, Shem, Ham, Japheth, Noah's wife and 3 wives, his sons, all these beasts, after every kind, clean and unclean, all the animals, every kind there was, it could be, that hadn't died already from the destruction of man, every creeping thing that creeped upon the earth after its kind, all the fowl. The fowl here is not the birds. It's going to be those other things that fly around. The word is oaf, and oaf is flying creatures, bugs. Birds would be included in this, of course, because they fly around. But oaf is more of a general thing. The flying bugs and stuff, everything loaded up on the ark, everything wherein there was yet breath of life. We'll find out that the Lord gave them. And the bird is the supporter, of course. Supporter means bird. 15. And they went in unto Noah, into the ark, 2 and 2 of all flesh, wherein is the breath of life. They went in unto Noah, into the ark. And that place, it represents, it's a purpose. Has a purpose. It represents 2 and 2 of all flesh, wherein is the breath of life. 2 and 2, witness it now, because we'll witness all flesh, wherein is the breath of life. That breath, that ruach, remember, that's that scent that comes from the exhale. Life here is just kai. It means just that living. It's green. It's flourishing. It lives. 16. And they that went in male and female of all flesh, as God commanded him, and the Lord shut him in. And they that went in, They went in, male and female, just like the Lord said, feminine and masculine, both of them all together. It takes two to make one, just like God commanded. The Lord shut them in there, closed them up, sealed them, protected them. Did he have them captive? In a sense. 17. And the flood was 40 days upon the earth, and the waters increased, and bore up the ark, and it was lifted up above the earth. And the flood was the waters of destruction, these understandings of destruction, all that. It come from man. It would build up until finally the powers just couldn't hold it back no more. 40 days. When God was working the law and understanding, it was upon the earth. That's everything. It covered it. The waters increased and bore up the ark. That's what carried it, lifted it up. We'll find out above the waters, above all that, those understandings. They bore up that which the Lord had said in 18, and the waters prevailed and increased greatly upon the earth, and the ark went upon the face of the waters. The waters prevailed. It just kept coming. It increased greatly upon the earth, until finally the ark went upon the face of the waters. It was carried by the waters. It was carried by those understandings. 19, and the waters prevailed exceedingly upon the earth, and all the high mountains that were under the whole heaven were covered. All the high mountains, those great mountains, those high places, that's what they always have represented, what they always will represent. That's places they've been building their things from the beginning. All of them, not under the whole heaven. And that's under all. That even the understandings that are above were covered. Nobody was left out. 15 cubits upward did the waters prevail, and the mountains were covered. 15 cubits upward. We'll find out above the mountains. 15 cubits upward. Until they were covered. That's all those high places were covered under the water. And we find that very much true today, my friends. 15, it's 10 and 5. Now, the law is grace and being measured out. 21, and all flesh perished that moved upon the earth, both fowl and cattle and beast and every swarming thing that swarms upon the earth, and every man. And all flesh is everything that was upon the earth. We'll find out everything that was made from the earth. Fowl, cattle, beast, every swarming thing swarms upon the all of it. It all come from the earth. God created it in that day. And every man being here, mankind, in a reference, 22. All in whose nostrils was the breath of the Spirit of life. Whatsoever was in the dry land died. All. That's inclusive of everything in whose nostrils was this breath or that Spirit of life. That, except for those that was on the ark, we'll find out, those that was in that ark, they was separated. The Lord separated them from all others outside. That ark representing the law itself. Everything that was on the dry land, not that which was in the seas or the waters, but everything that was on the dry land died, ceased to exist. 23, and he blotted out every living substance which was upon the face of the ground, both man and cattle and creeping thing and fowl of the heaven, and they were blotted out from the earth. And Noah only was left, and they that were with him in the ark. So the Lord blotted it out, he erased it. He going to make a new beginning. See, it's really, that's the way the powers work too, and they always will. Going to work like that. These powers. Elohim, the mighty one, is the Lord being the mighty one himself. The powers coalesced into making that name, that one, who did this, and Noah only was left. There wasn't nobody else but Noah, and those that would joined him in the place there was 8 altogether. 24. And the waters prevailed. 8's always a new beginning. And the waters prevailed upon the earth 850 days. And the waters, all those waters which the Lord destroyed the earth with, that's what prevailed upon the earth 850 days. 100, that's judgment. 50, 5 tenths. And it's grace in the law, in that understanding. We'll find what understanding is the fact that the Lord made that ark, had Noah, the one who's going to remain, make that ark. And because he's separated, he's protected by that ark, by that agreement the Lord made with him. It's really a simple thing, my friends. That's going to be a requirement for anybody that wants in that ark, and those are going to be those that will remain. We have this understanding from the beginning. We're going to move forward to Genesis chapter 8. Turn and return.